Okay, guys, Sean Alexander, Apex Pressure Cleaning. I'm down in the shop right now, and I'm kind of throwing some ideas together, and wanted to see if there's some opinions out there on what I should do going forward. I'm about to put the finishing touches on Kyle's skid here, waiting for some paint to dry. But so this one's going to go out today. But what I have, and those of you who have already ordered one from me, is what I have is a pretty labor intensive piece of machinery that I've been selling to you guys. I've gotten it down to 4 welds, welding each leg onto the foot plate here, welding the switch panel onto the handle. And then again, if you have ordered one of these from me, you know that the handle comes apart here. In order to do that, I weld this handle. After bending the handle, I weld it on, and then I slug it so it slips. There's a slip fit right here, and then obviously a hole to hold the two pieces together. So I do all that. Takes me a good day for each unit. In fabrication, I got a lot of holes to drill here in the handle for the pump mount plate, stuff like that. There's a bunch of holes on the foot plate for the mounting of the battery box and what have you. So right now, I have a list of people who are interested in ordering a machine from me, but to be honest with you, I just can't keep up. There's only one of me. I do it all, whether it's the fab work, the painting. I do all of that. So I'm wondering if you guys may be interested in something a little less labor intensive on my end, but still the same performance. So I went out and I bought some proportioner stuff today because I need to finish up this proportioner for Kyle's build. And usually, again, if you have ordered one of these from me, you get a proportioner built like so. You keyboard sleuths out there will notice that there's no sealant or anything in any of these joints. I just threw this together. I just wanted to take a look at it. So I also, like everybody else, has probably seen the big guys out there who are selling proportioners using these pipe manifolds. This one's an anodized aluminum manifold. Some people use the polypropylene manifolds, but doing a proportioner with this manifold versus the standard banjo fittings does away with a couple joints. The 2 elbow joints here on either side, it does away with those joints. Other than that, it's about the same in component wise. It's actually a little bit more expensive on my end. That the aluminum block is obviously more than the polypropylene fittings, but it offers me mounting holes. Okay, that gives me a solution to mount things, and I don't have to use the little clips that I use now. It offers a little bit more professional look. Now this one I just bought because it had about what I was looking for. Now it has 2 outlet ports that I wouldn't need, so I would need to cap those. It offers 2 inlets, one on either side. And that would offer the ability for the end user to bypass the entire proportioner system. So what you could do is, if your output to the pump is here, you could have another on the opposite side, also hooked to your water tank with maybe a ball valve, a shutoff of some kind. So you could effectively shut off all 3 of your valves and let water just travel straight through it to your pump, whether you want to rinse out your pump or just bypass the proportioner altogether. That would be an option, and let's call it a benefit of going to a manifold like this. The old tried and true polypropylene systems, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with them. If you seal up the joints real good, there's not going to be a problem. And then I have a Remco 7 gallon a minute sitting here. I I ordered this because I wanted to check the footprint of the bolt spacing. There's a couple of you I've talked about this with. This bolt spacing for the Remco pumps is not the same between the 7 and the 5.3. I was hoping it kind of was that way. I could make one pump mount plate, and you could upgrade later to the 7, but that is not the case. They are different. But I had this pump laying around, so I'm like, well, what if I, instead of building something elaborate like this, okay, and again, don't get me wrong, this is not elaborate, okay, this is very simple fabrication, but it is time consuming, especially coming from one person. So what if I could do away with that whole thing and just come up with maybe a plate that you guys could use a different way? Okay, so on the Remco, this is the output. Yep, output on this side. And I typically build my proportioners so they stand up like so, because that's how they fit. That's how they fit my existing machines. But in this case, I would build it so it lays, or it points down. So you would have the input side of the pump, the output side of the proportioner. You could line those up, and I could put this on a nice aluminum plate. I'd cut out another process. I wouldn't need to paint. So using the aluminum, I obviously wouldn't have that process of painting, priming and painting it. So I could get rid of that. So I can mount this on something. I could put a switch. Let me grab a switch here out of the bin. You know, I could wire this all up, put a switch on it somewhere, you know, and if you even wanted let me go over here to my secondary table, the ping pong table. If you even wanted the battery maintainer, I could find a place for that, you know, like so, whatever. So I'm kind of trying to gauge interest from you guys. Tell me what you think. Those of you that have already bought one from me and seen this video and say you like the new setup, I'm sorry. Obviously, things change, and you know, I have to adapt a little bit. But I've sold half as many systems this month alone as I did all of last season. Now, last season I started in September, but I've literally sold half of last year already this month, and it's only the 16th or the 17th, whenever you're seeing this. So the demand for these systems, I wouldn't say is astronomical. Okay, I'm not trying to, you know, blow smoke up anybody's skirt here, but you know, for one person to do, you know, in their shop, it's a little bit overwhelming now. You know, I took another call this morning about a gentleman. He's like, I have the money. If I pay you in full, would you move me to the top of the list, kind of thing? You know, you guys you're out there, you see, you know, the value in what I'm doing here, and obviously you're interested. But I need to speed this process up. I need to get more of these out the door, obviously. So let me know what you think. It would just be maybe a square panel, 2 foot by 2 foot, or, you know, something like that. Again, easily packageable and shippable. I could still include the complement of drop sticks that I include. It just wouldn't have the vertical skid setup that I'm building now. It'd be more of either a horizontal or just a flat plate that you can mount to either the interior of your van or maybe to the side of your trailer. Or if I make it small enough, it'd be something that you could put inside like an underbody toolbox, you know, keep it up out of the weather that you maybe have mounted in your trailer. So I don't know, put your comments down there below and we'll see what happens. You know, as far as this one, Kyle, I'm getting it out today. It'll be done. I'm probably going to let it sit overnight just so the paint hardens up a little bit more, but that'll go out today. Or, I'm sorry, it'll be finished today and probably go out in the morning. So, all right, guys. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, obviously you can put them down in the comments or hit me up at apexpressurecleaning.mi on Facebook or apexpressurecleaning.mi@gmail.com. Thanks. See you.